Hey guys, so I decided to hop on here and do a quick eyebrow tutorial. A lot of people ask me how I do my eyebrows. I know that I really don't go too much in detail in my other videos, so I'm just going to do a little quick mini tutorial. 2 for 1, you know a bitch by 4, and 2 left feet, you know I always try. Now, the first thing obviously is making sure that you have the proper tools to do your eyebrows. I personally am not the type of person to go and tell you to buy a super expensive eye pencil or get the eyebrow kit or brow gel or whatever. I am a firm believer in beauty supply store eyebrow pencils. That is what I started with when I started doing my eyebrows, and I still use those today. I have obviously tried other products, but I just feel like you don't have to spend so much money on an eyebrow pencil. Like or eyebrow product. What I've been using as of recently is the Wet n Wild triangle eye pencil. And I lost the top for this one, as you can see on this end. It comes with the spoolie brush. The other side is where the triangle eye pencil is. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Well, as you can see, my eyebrows are not done. They need to be cleaned up, like, dramatically. So this is probably actually, I don't know if this is better or worse that I'm showing you guys how to do my eyebrows like this. Either way, I'm gonna show you how to snatch my eyebrows. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your hairs are all going in the same direction. My eyebrow hairs grow upward naturally, but sometimes they can get a little unruly, especially, you know, when you have the short hairs coming in like that. So, and that's where I need to get a cleanup. But you want to start by just brushing your hairs in the same direction. So what I do first is I just brush my hairs up first, then I brush across right here, and then I kind of brush downward like that. Yeah, just a little bit down, because when you brush down, that kind of like reveals the shape of your, like the natural shape of your brows. And I find it especially helpful when my brows are not done. So once again, you brush up, I brush a little bit over, and then I brush down slightly. And then I come at a curve like that. See? And then that sets up the perfect canvas for you to fill in your brows. Now, when it comes to brow pencils, just a regular brow pencil, like I said, will work. The Ruby Kisses Go Brow Pencil. But you want to make sure that it is very sharp so that you don't have any like smudges going on. But because I don't have the pencil right now, I'm just going to go ahead and use the triangle pencil, which I find to be very helpful because it's already in that angle. It already has that shape, so you don't have to worry about it being dull or smudging or anything. So I like to start at the top and kind of fill in spaces where my hair is kind of sparse. So I just do some light filling in real quick. Then I take the pencil and you want to draw a line right under where your brow starts. So you want to draw a line. If it helps, you can start a little bit before your brow, just so that you can see where your line is. You can start a little bit before your brow and go across like that. And you want to just keep that line straight. And you're kind of going up. And this is where you're doing the arch. So when you're doing the arch, you want to work at an angle. You're going to go up and just stay on that line. Just ignore my hairs. Just pretend that they're not there. And then you come down. So if it's easier, you can just go one and down, like you're making a hill. So just think of, you're making a hill. You're starting from the bottom. There's your arch, and I'm coming down. That's it. Now, I like to take the pencil kind of facing this way, not on an angle, but kind of facing this way. And I go up, I brush up to continue to fill in the sparse, because my hairs are pretty sparse in the front part of my eyebrow. So I'm just continuing. You don't have to do this if you don't have concern with like your hair being weird in the front. Don't worry about it. But this is just what helps me feel like I get a fuller brow look. Then you're going to go to the top. Once again, if you feel like you need to really see where your line starts, then you can start a little bit before your brow hairs. And you just go like that. I would say before you just start doing like one full swoop, to start in sections. So it's just sweep, 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 because that's what helped me. Continue on, just inching your way down. Well, inching your way up, really. Okay, then we're at that top, we're at that peak, and we're gonna come down. Okay, and as you can see, I got some filling in to do. I will use the pencil to show you, but sometimes I do take my gel and I fill in with the gel. But just so that we can stay consistent here, I'm going to use this, and I just color it in, really. And here, you don't have to worry about it being super neat because that's what the concealer is for. Just fill in that tail part. Now, I know some people do prefer the tail part of their brow to be darker, which I do too sometimes, but a lot of the times I just leave it like this. Like, I'm just fine with my eyebrows being like this. But if you do want your tail end to be darker, you can go in obviously with a darker pencil, or you could go in with a few strokes of a black eyeliner. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that because I don't have a darker pencil, but I do have black eyeliner. So here's my eyeliner, and this is just a regular kohl liner from Wet n Wild. And you see how it's dull right here? I want that to be sharp. Okay, so now my pencil is sharpened, and I'm just gonna do a few strokes, not a lot. And you also want to be careful when working with eyeliner if you don't have a darker pencil, because eyeliner is a lot softer and it smudges a lot more. So you do have to be careful. So that's why I say you don't want to just color it in and draw it on with the eyeliner pencil if you are using it, because it will smudge very easily. So you just want a little bit. See, I just used just a little bit strokes just to make it darker. And then we're going to brush it through with a spoolie. So now that we are all like that, now you're going to take your spoolie brush and you're going to brush through the hairs. So I usually like to go like this at the front to really blend it in, and then brush through the hairs. Especially if you use that liner pencil, you want to make sure it's an even tone all the way through. So you're just brushing the color to blend it with your natural hairs. So usually for my brows, I use the LA Girl Pro Concealer. That is what I've used since the beginning. Like I've always used LA Girl Pro Concealer. And this is in the shade Fawn. The LA Girl Pro Concealer does have a brush tip, but I don't recommend using the brush tip to shape it because it doesn't give you a precise enough shape. And I also feel like you don't have as much control. So what I do is I take the concealer that is on the tip and I just apply some to the end. And you don't want a whole lot because then it gets all sloppy. If you don't have this brush, get it, okay? Because it will change your eyebrow routine. So this is an angled brow brush, and you can get an angled brow brush anywhere. It's kind of a staple in any makeup, you know, person's bag. And if you're gonna do your eyebrows, you know, I suggest that you get one of these brushes. This is actually the e.l.f. brush. So this is the e.l.f. eyebrow duo brush. So it also has this spoolie at the end. Now their spoolie is thicker and fuller than the one that's on the Wet n Wild pencil. and then it's angled here. So I have two, because this one is the one that I use for concealer, and then I have another one that I use for the brow pomade, because if you're going to use a pomade, you want to use a brush like this. So I always start by getting a little bit of concealer on each side of my brush. I take it to the front of my brow, and I just basically do the same thing that I was doing with the pencil. So I start to inch it along. Another tip, if you feel like you don't have steady enough hands to do the stroke, you can stamp it. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So stamping is, you put it here and you just stamp like that. And as you can see, it starts to go over the brow. But I don't do that. I have done it before, you know, if I felt like my hands were a little shaky. Like when I first started doing out my eyebrows, but that's just a little tip. But you can really just do strokes. So and then you hear the mountain top and you go down. Okay. And now from there, I start to kind of spread out the concealer a little bit more. So I start to bring it down a little more. And then if I feel like the shape isn't like sharp enough or clean enough, I go over it again. Good. Now for the top. Just to conceal this on your brush, you start up and you just do the same thing. And you move along. And like I said, once again, if you feel like your hands are too shaky or you can't get it steady, or you just, for whatever reason, you feel like you can't draw straight lines, stamp it. Stamp it out. So just 1, 2, 3. And you just go along like that and you continue to stamp. But I'm just going to continue to do my way. Okay? And then you just bring it down. Okay? And that step is important, not to bend your brush. You don't want to go like this. You don't want to go like that, because then you're going to mess up the shape and this is going to look weird. Now, this is a pretty sharp angled, as you can see, like up here. I personally don't like when my brow is like super just sharp at the top. Some people do, but I personally do not. So I like to smooth that out by literally kind of just going around. You see? I didn't move the position of my brush. I just went up and down, and then I kind of took out that little peak there. Over that, like that with the brush. Keep it short. And then you can carve it out once again to make the end sharp. Okay. You can just go ahead and cover up those lines that you made in the front. And now you have to blend out the concealer. Some people use a sponge. I feel like I have more control when I use my fingers, and it also blends better with your skin because the warmth and the oils in your fingertips helps to blend the concealer in better. So I kind of just tap. Look at that difference. Do you see that difference? Eyebrows just give me such life. Like, literally, you can just do your eyebrows, pop on some mascara and some lip gloss, and you are good to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my other eyebrow, but I'm not going to talk you through it. I'm just I'm just going to do my steps as I normally do them. All right, and that is how I do my brows. All right, and that is it. If you have any questions, if this video actually helped you, please let me know, because sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit weird with explaining things. So let me know if this video actually helped you. Like if my instruction was actually good, helpful, you know. That is my eyebrow routine. That is what I do every single time. I never switch up my eyebrow routine. I feel like eyebrows is one of those things where once you find yourself a good routine, that's it. That's what you stick with. Once you find yourself good products, that's it. That's what you stick with. You're always gonna have that problem eyebrow, okay? You're gonna have that eyebrow that just doesn't want to cooperate. It wants to do its own thing. And yeah, it's like, it is okay. It is okay if your eyebrows are not completely like exactly like my eyebrows are never the exact same. But then again, no one is like in my face like, that eyebrow is 1 centimeter thicker than the other one. Like, no one's doing that. It'll probably save you a lot more stress if you just accept the fact that you're always gonna have one eyebrow that's just gonna be unruly. And you know what? As long as it's like this, okay, to where just from the front, like if you're not staring at me, you can't really tell that something is a little bit off, you're good, okay? Just do not stress yourself out about your eyebrows, okay? They definitely make a face. They're definitely important. But as long as you're not like scribbling your eyebrows on, or you're like just drawing one line straight down, like, you're good, okay? Get your eyebrows to be as close to each other as possible. Like, obviously not as close to each other, but like as similar in shape, in width, and in, you know, darkness as possible. And you're good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below. Please go check out also my latest video that I did, which was a super colorful, super rainbow look. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. Peace.